So certain coins have been underperforming this cycle, and the last thing that anyone wants to do is miss the crypto bull run. So I'm going to talk about a few coins that have been underperforming and whether or not I believe it's time to let them go and look for other opportunities in the market. Because we see coins like Fartcoin make people an insane amount of money. We see coins like Official Trump and Official Melania make people an insane amount of money in just a couple days. But other coins that's been around for a while, they are going absolutely nowhere. So make sure you watch this video all the way through. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed today's content, and let's dive right into things. Now, before I get started, actually, if you're looking for a great crypto exchange, especially if you trade using leverage, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits. You get extra bonuses of up to $10,000, and you get to use up to 500x leverage on some of these coins. The link is going to be in my description down below. Now, what we're seeing here is Bitcoin continuing to make new all-time highs because it went over $109,000 today. But the thing is, even though Bitcoin is making new all-time highs, some of the coins that I'm going to be talking about haven't really made all-time highs in the longest time. So let's talk about some of those coins. Now, the first one here that I'm going to be talking about is Avalanche. Right now, Avalanche is sitting at $35. The problem with Avalanche is at the beginning of this bull cycle, altcoin rally, what was supposed to be an altcoin rally, people were looking at older coins and saying that these older coins are going to be making people a killing because those seems to be the narratives. But unfortunately, not all older coins ran the same, because Avalanche ran a little bit, but it didn't run all that much. Like, it didn't run like a XRP, it didn't run like Cardano, it barely even doubled up. Did it even double up? Let's take a look here. The beginning of November, sitting at $22, and at its peak it went to $55, so it did more than double up. So you would have made over 2x on your investment if you actually timed this thing properly. The only unfortunate part is most people can't time these things properly. It is extremely difficult, and right now it doesn't look like it's looking all that great, and it doesn't look like it's going to run anytime soon, according to this indicator right here that I have pulled up for you guys. So this is called Trade Assist. You guys can find the link down below if you're interested in this indicator right here. But what I noticed is a bearish momentum was actually fired on January 19th, unfortunately. And right now we are coming down. Quite a few bearish momentums was fired recently, because the one prior to that was January 7th, and then the one prior to that was December 20th. So Avalanche isn't looking that great, but if you do believe in the project, because Avalanche is a pretty solid project, it's just the hype just isn't there right now, unfortunately. So the question is, should you be looking elsewhere to invest your money, or should you continue to hold Avalanche, cross your fingers, and hope that you don't miss the bull run by holding this coin in your portfolio? I'm going to give you guys my opinion on that a little bit later on. But let's get into the next one here, which is Toncoin. Right now, Toncoin is sitting at $4.97. This thing had massive potential at the beginning of last year. It's just very unfortunate that certain events led to this coin coming all the way back down and hasn't really recovered. And obviously the events being that the founder got locked up, very unfortunate, and that whole case isn't resolved yet, right? If we take a look here on the charts on Toncoin here, what we're seeing is absolutely nothing exciting happened. You see, if you go all the way back to September, a lot of the altcoins started to rally at the beginning of September, and looking at Toncoin, it hasn't really rallied. Matter of fact, it looks like it's on a downtrend yet again, looking at the charts, starting to make lower highs, unfortunately. So we're going to see if this one is going to break through previous support at $4 and around 48 cents. Now, if we take a look here quick at the indicator and see what's happening here on the indicator, we can see that a bearish momentum was just fired January 19th, unfortunately, and quite a few of them was fired not that long before that. January 1st, another bearish momentum, and December 19th, another bearish momentum. was fired on Toncoin. It is super difficult to tell where the price of this one is going to go in the near term. And honestly, if you're holding this one, lots of people might be panicking and questioning whether or not they're going to be missing the bull run by holding Toncoin. That's another one. I'm going to give you guys my opinion in just 2 seconds. But let's get into this one right here. And this one that I want to talk about next is Casper, right? So Casper, actually, well, I have the Tensor Tau I have Tau pulled up right here. So I'll just talk about Tau first, and I'll get into Casper after. Okay, so Tau is sitting at $420. If we take a look at the charts right here, let's see the run since September. All right, so September, it had a decent run. It went from $222 all the way up to $735 at its peak, and it's pulled back, and it's sitting at $418 right now. Let's take a look at the indicator and see how that is looking on Tensor Tau. So let's see if it's the exact same thing. Bearish momentum was for January 8th. The one before that was, let's see here, December 19th. So it's not looking the greatest for Tau. Has the hype actually calmed down on Tau? Because when this thing first came onto the market, there was an insane amount of hype around it. The only problem with Tau that we're seeing right now is the market cap is, let me pull this up for you guys. The market cap is sitting at 3.43 billion with a FDV of 8.81 billion. So it's not the greatest, but I do believe that AI is going to continue to do great things in 2025. It's just a matter of, do you believe that Tau can make you those life-changing gains, considering that people are looking elsewhere for AI. They're looking at like AI-related meme coins. They're not specifically looking at coins that's already in the top 100. So it's very difficult for a lot of holders to continue holding coins like this that hasn't been pumping. Meanwhile, all the other AI coins are pumping. So what should you do for Tau? Let me actually give you my opinion on Tau before getting into the next one, and then I'm going to actually give you guys my opinions on the other two that I already discussed. All right, so starting off with Tau, because I'm already talking about it. So the thing with Tau is it still has a lot of hype. It's just the hype has not returned to this project yet. And if you come back to here and you scroll through things, what you see, what do you notice that is missing in terms of exchange listings? Coinbase. Tau is missing a Coinbase listing, and we see it time and time again. Once a coin gets a Coinbase listing, that is the beginning of a really nice pump. It could just be short-lived. The coin could do a 2x in a matter of like 24 hours or less than that, but the pump will eventually come. And I do think that Tau will get that Coinbase listing. And once that happens, we're going to see Tau completely take off to levels that we haven't seen before, right? So I wouldn't give up on Tau just as of yet. I just wouldn't go all in on Tau, and I would only hold a small amount of Tau in my crypto portfolio, nothing too large, because the market cap is already at 3 billion. And when it comes to these AI coins, people are looking for these coins with a smaller market cap. Now, before I get into the last few that I want to talk about, let's go back and talk about Avalanche and talk about Toncoin. You see, with Avalanche, Avalanche is a solid project that I believe is going to pick up some serious steam. I do think that the founders have been working on some serious things. We do know that they have their hands in everything. They have their hands in gaming, they have their hands a little bit in AI, you know, they have some real connection. So I wouldn't be surprised if one day and very soon we get some really big news that really get Avalanche to skyrocket these charts, and then everyone is going to be FOMOing into Avalanche, but at that point it's going to be too late. So I wouldn't give up just as of yet. I just wouldn't have Avalanche as a massive part of my portfolio, because as of right now, we don't know if there's really going to be any news come this cycle. So the last thing we want is to be overextended in our portfolio on something like Avalanche, and then no news drops. Now, as far as Toncoin, I do believe that obviously the founder will get his charges dropped and Toncoin is going to rally. It's a matter of how much is it going to rally, because the market cap is already somewhere around maybe like 10 billion or 13. Okay, so it's at $12 billion market cap. So I do think that Toncoin has ways to run. It's going to be a while, and you might not see that rally until 2026. All right, now let's get into the next one here, and this is one that I talk about a lot on my channel, and that is Casper. You see, Casper is sitting at 12 cents, a market cap of 3.25 billion. Some people like to say that Casper already had its bull run, but I think that's just a bunch of BS, considering that Casper hasn't ran for over a year. It's been over a year, so Casper is actually due for another rally, in my personal opinion. Remember, though, nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own research at the end of the day. But we do have big news coming up for Casper. We have great catalysts that's happening. I talk about it all the time on my channel in terms of smart contracts, and then the KRC20 and just an entire ecosystem that's going to be built out here on Casper. Now let's take a look here at the indicator and see what we see here on Casper. What do you know? You see a couple buy zones which was just fired, but before that we see a bullish momentum that was fired on January 16th. Bullish momentum was recently fired just a few days ago, and Casper has started to hold up its gains, right? So this could be the beginning of the next leg up for Casper, especially considering that we haven't really rallied in over a year. So it's about time that Casper starts to make its next leg up. Now, what do I think in terms of people missing the bull run for Casper? I think you're not missing the bull run for Casper. I do think that Casper is going to surprise a lot of people that decided they wanted to fund the project once a tier 1 listing starts to come in, and I do think that they are going to come in. A lot of people is going to regret missing out on Casper, regret not buying Casper at the levels that Casper is currently sitting at. And we saw time and time again on the charts how 10 cents seems to be a solid floor for Casper. Again, it's just my own personal opinion. Now let's get into the next one here that I want to talk about, and that is this project right here called Say. You see, here is a problem with Say that we constantly have, or we've been having over the last like 6 months to a year, and that is Say used to be tied to SWI. And SWI made X's upon X's upon X's, right? Lots of people's making money off of SWI, right? I think it did like 5X in a few months, something like that. We made some really nice profits. But unfortunately for Say hasn't been going anywhere, because if you take a look here at the charts, I think Say bottomed out at like 20 something cents, like 22 cents. Yeah, right. Yeah, actually 21 cents at the beginning of August, right? So 21 cents, Say bottomed out. It went as high as 73 cents, and it just hasn't been able to make, people those gains that we've been hoping Say would make us. You look at this chart, and it topped out at the beginning of December, and it came all the way back down and sitting at 35 cents. So it lost a whole ton of gains, and it's looking very bearish on the charts. Matter of fact, if you take a look here at the indicator, we can see that a bearish momentum was just fired January 19th, and there was a couple other bearish momentums that was fired prior to that. We got here another bearish momentum January 8th. Before that, let's see here. We got this bearish momentum December 30th, and then another one back here December 19th. So a whole ton of bearish momentum around Say. But the question is, should we still have hopes for this one, because we don't want to be missing the bull run? I'm going to say that Say has a run coming. It definitely has got a run coming, but we do need some bullish catalyst, something bullish that is dropped. We need some news, because people have been starting to lose hope on this one. I mean, if we go here to CoinMarketCap and we check out the exchanges that it's listed on, it's listed everywhere. Like, so we're not going to be expecting no exchange listing pumps, because it's already listed on Coinbase. It's already listed on Binance. but we need some sort of real momentum. People still believe in this project. I mean, the volume is up in the last 24 hours, 104%. So that is definitely a good sign. It's just the price isn't really reflected. But things are being built on Say. That's what people need to realize. I mean, Say does have its meme coins. Say does have an entire ecosystem. It's just the hype needs to pick up. And Say is one of those newer coins where when the hype does pick up, it's going to be absolutely explosive. But Say is not a coin that I would have hold up a large percent of my crypto portfolio, again, because we don't have any near catalysts that I'm aware of to look forward to, like a Casper, for example, right? So I would only hold Say as a small portion of my portfolio in hopes that we do get some really nice news and see those really life-changing gains that people are expecting Say to make us. Say is still down from its all-time highs, because all-time highs was somewhere over $1. I think it was like $1.20 or something like that. So we definitely have rooms to run, and 2025 just started. So I think that all of these coins are going to make people some nice returns. It's just I would hold them as a smaller portion of my portfolio unless we know of a catalyst that's coming sometime this year. Always make sure you have extra cash on the side and you're not going all in on any coin, because there's always going to be other opportunities that presents itself in the market. And the last thing you want to do is to be having all of your money held up in one coin, and then you miss those other opportunities that's going to present itself later on in the year. But I do think that we are just at the beginning of the bull run. It's just people are being a little bit more selective with the coins that they hold, and I do think that is the best way to go about it. Look for catalysts, look for hype, look for narrative, and you can't go wrong in crypto. None of these coins, with the exception of, well, let's see, BTCC Tau has the AI narrative that's going for it, which is great. And then Casper has Catalyst that's going for it. Toncoin, it's a little bit more on the risky side. Avalanche, it's an older coin, but not all older coins decided it want to explode onto the scene. Say doesn't really have much catalyst as far as I know. It's just a newer coin, but Sui had already exploded and left Say in the dust. So again, look for catalysts, look for narrative, look for hype, and you can't go wrong in crypto. And I'm not only talking about these specific coins, I'm talking about just overall coins in general in this space. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below. And until next time, take care.